In today's video, we're going to be talking about the history of Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse was founded on February 17th, 1993, which is 30 years ago to this year, by Kent Taylor in Clarksville, Indiana. It actually wasn't a freestanding location. It actually was at a mall called Green Tree Mall in Clarksville. Like most locations are today of Texas Roadhouse that are freestanding, they're by themselves, they're not located within malls. This location was located within the Green Tree Mall, and it was across from the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky. The founder would work at multiple nightclubs and restaurants in Colorado, and he returned home to Indiana in 1990. Kent Taylor would work also at Kentucky Fried Chicken as a manager and worker at Kentucky Fried Chicken in hopes of having his own restaurant one day. Former Kentucky Governor John Y. Brown Jr. would help Kent fulfill his dreams by giving him $80,000 to start his business. Taylor would open up his own restaurant in 1991 called Buckhead Mountain Grill. Brown would give him more money to fulfill his dreams, but later the partnership would fall apart. Brown was going to invest in another steakhouse company around that time, so the partnership fell apart because of that. Brown told Taylor to invest in his own dream. Taylor would start over and start looking for another investor to help him invest in another successful steakhouse. He found Dr. John Rhodes, which was in hopes he would turn over the steakhouse business with Taylor as an investor. Dr. John Rhodes and two of his colleagues invested $100,000 in the new business. This was around 1992. In 1993, the first Texas Roadhouse opened in Clarksville, Indiana. In 1994, the second location opened in Gainesville, Florida, as well as three other locations in Columbus, Ohio, Stillwater, Florida, and Sarasota, Florida. However, these three other locations were closed because of poor management problems. So Taylor would go back to the drawing board. Taylor would hire a prominent chef out of the Clarksville area, Jim Browse. Jim Browse would turn around the company to much success by his management. Jim would turn around the company and serve the food and prepare the food in a way that they still use today in the company. This would make Texas Roadhouse a success because of Jim. They would expand rapidly through the 1990s, and by 1999 they had 67 locations. In 2004, they became a public company. They would expand rapidly through the 1990s, and by 1999 they had 67 locations. In 2004, they would become public company. In 2011, they went international and opened up a location in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. During the COVID-19 virus, Taylor would donate $800,000 to his employees out of his salary. During the COVID-19 pandemic as well, Taylor would pass away, unfortunately. The reason why Texas Roadhouse was called Texas Roadhouse, even though Kent Taylor was never lived in Texas, as well as he never even had any restaurants that were first opened in Texas. They are Texas Roadhouse in Texas now, but at the time there wasn't any of his restaurants in Texas when he first opened. The reason why he called it Texas Roadhouse is because he has a much love for the cuisine and the food of Texas and the southern states. That's why he called it Texas Roadhouse. There's currently 627 locations of Texas Roadhouse in 49 states, as well as 29 locations in 10 countries.